Coach Nate, another win. It was a strong first half. The second half, things plateaued a little bit. How did you feel about the game overall?
I didn't feel good about the game overall. The first half, we competed really well. We defended well. Did make some good passes to lead up to chances. weren't very clinical finishing the chances, but overall, happy. I really was not happy with halftime, where we were all looking off into space, legs crossed, drinking cappuccinos. Job here is done. Another win. We're so great. And as a coach, you really develop an instinct for, we're not in it. This is a game where effort is, really 80% of the game, let's say, and we kind of got full of ourselves. And the second half was really disappointing.
Yeah.
The energy, the decision making, everything, it was really poor. But good that we see what happens when you take the foot off the pedal, because we have competed and played hard so far the first 5 halves of the season.
Yeah. And how did you kind of deal with that challenge? Because obviously, the girls were really on it 2 weeks ago against Dusk and just, steamrolled 8-0. How as a coach do you kind of keep the girls from falling into that complacency? Because they are a very strong team when they're switched on.
Well, I believe in being honest, saying when you did things well and in what ways, and when you do things poorly and in what ways. And, I was honest with them that I was disappointed with the performance in the second half, and that I felt like it came from halftime. And I didn't think that we really valued being on the field. That's a gift. Anytime you step a foot on the field, and unless there's no subs, there's someone who wants to be playing on the field, and really to cherish that. So we'll go back a little to the drawing board a little bit. Next week, start working on 2v1s. There are a lot of 2v1 opportunities, haven't worked on that yet, that we could have really dissected a little bit more if we did better there. But we have so much ahead of us. Would have been nice for our opponent to score a couple goals, and so we really felt like we were collapsing a little more, just so that would be more representative of what was going on. Just to reinforce the lesson of how important it is to be giving your all.
So what stuck out to me that maybe was preventing the goals was another strong performance from Zaria and Kaya, reading the game well, and also Ella making 2 really great saves. How pleased have you been with the defensive performance so far from those girls?
I've been so pleased. And not only have they been in the right place and been fearless and really anticipating the game well for young players, but they've also been really fearless. Zaria's maybe the smallest player on the field usually, but you don't realize that while the game's going because she's winning so many tackles. Kaya's not the fastest, and maybe one of the slowest players on the field, but you wouldn't know that because she's never in a foot race, because she's always anticipating. And Ella is just taking it goalkeeper, but she's coming twice a week to goalkeeper training, and talk about fearless, throwing herself into dangerous areas and coming up with the ball. Like, and her hands are getting really good. And not only that, but they're also starting to communicate to the other players where to go. And also, they themselves got the feeling of, wow, energy is off. We're off. And they started a little bit like, come on, like, run back. And as they get older, they'll do more of that. And they'll need to do more of that to become leaders.
Yeah. So they're really, really strong foundation for the team to build upon. And you celebrated a special day yesterday. You reached 35. How nice birthday present is it for you to, especially these times, to be out in the field with a club that you've built from the ground up. We're 8 years into it now. You're personally coaching a very talented 2012 team. You're probably going to see about 7 to 8 Park Slope United teams this weekend. How much does it mean to you, just as a sort of a birthday gift, to have that?
It's really the best gift. And, I feel like the best gift is deep and authentic relationships with great people, and, just basically go around Brooklyn and have different types of interactions that are really just positive and energizing. I feel really blessed, and so many people have put in so much work to create something special, and try really not to take it for granted, like the halftime, and just say, okay, it'll always be here. Like, no, like appreciate every moment that you have together.
And lastly, Roma is lining up in a scrimmage against my travel team, Arsenal, on Tuesday. What are your predictions for how that game's going to go?
Well, we played against Blaugrana, which is a boys' team of the same age, but much bigger and more athletic. And we were really in that game about how do we compete, how do we protect the goal, how do we shift together. So now we'll play a younger team, your team, and we're bigger and more athletic. So it's going to be, all right, do we have composure to move the ball? Do we have the composure to find the 2v1 situations that we're going to work on Monday? So focus less on the score and more about the learning objectives that these different opportunities provide.
Yeah, I know personally, I am going to brace the girls for a very big challenge because the Roma girls, when they're on it, look incredibly strong, dangerous team. All right, Coach Nate, well done on the win today. Happy birthday, and I will see you. I will see you later at the national game.
Yes.
Down the field. Okay. All right. Thank you.
See you.
On three, united. 1, 2, 3.
United!